it's been such a joy working with you on this piece. It's been over several years now.
Yeah.
You've played this piece a number of times. We can go back to the beginning of how you began to work on this piece, and I'm kind of interested both as a composer and also as a fellow musician. What were some of the challenges that you faced in learning this piece and in performing it?
For me, it's a little bit like, of course, knowing what the difficulty is technically, but it's written so clearly, you know what you're going for. So we always have to keep our eyes on that and make sure that the difficulty does not get in the way. You have to find a way that it kind of helps you to get to the vision.
Yeah, the emotional world of the piece is pretty complicated. This is basically a piece about my heart attack that I had in 2015.
Yeah.
And then it became a piece about the heart and a piece about broken hearts and about fixing hearts. And how I had to wade through a series of evolutions in order to sort of feel healthy again, physically and emotionally healthy again, spiritually healthy. What you've done, the way you seem to understand this is really kind of uncanny to me. And I'm wondering whether you get to to solving the technical problems through the emotional world of the piece, or whether the emotional world of the piece comes after you've mastered the licks, the technical issues of the piece.
I want to speak to that actually. I remember when you explained that aspect of it to us, that changed the terrain of the piece for us. Because it felt like not that it doesn't speak for itself, but it because I think it does, a lot of the things in the work, take the second movement, for example, just speak. There's this one particular chord that you have, and every time we play it, it was this incredible thing, this kind of ethereal, kind of in the middle, sustained thing. But when you told us about that, then we were able to kind of, it dropped into a deep place about, what direction we should go. And then I feel like that's what allows us to be able to let the music speak for itself. And so us knowing that was so crucial, I think, to really finding the sound worlds, and it has so many, it's so striking in that way.
Well, there's another aspect to this piece for me, which is that, you've heard me say many times in our relationship that I write for people, not just for, they're not, this string quartet was particularly written on you, and what I did was I tried to learn how you worked together and how you played together and what you sounded like and what your strengths, your particular strengths were. And I remember when I first showed you the score, and the first instruction was, do you remember, it's relentless.
Oh, yes.
That's a bad thing for us.
Why is that a bad thing for you?
No, it's not. I know that we have that kind of intensity sometimes, and it was funny. It's that's what came across.
You got us.
When I think I went to a concert of yours, and then I also listened to everything I can get a hold of on YouTube and everything else. And what struck me most, besides the fact that you all are tremendous players, was the intensity of the commitment to whatever you're doing. And in the best of the sense, it's not just about making a beautiful sound, it's about making 1,000 different sounds, some of which are beautiful and some of which are not beautiful, because that's not what it calls for. So that both kind of challenged me and freed me to sort of literally pull out all the stops and just see what we could do with the piece. And this isn't my first quartet, it's my third quartet. So it was a kind of an interesting thing to try to challenge myself to do more, more expressivity, more brutality, more rhythmic activity, all of those things. And then to hear you play it, And not just to play it once. You see, that's the other thing about composers, you know. You write a piece and it gets performed the first time, and you always know the first performance, no matter how good it is not going to be as good as the sixth performance by a great group. And you've played it a number of times, and I'm sort of almost pathetically grateful about that, you know, to hear it again and again, and to discover new things about what the piece can do in the hands of great players.
Same thing for us. Like after a few times coming back and visiting, like the way it develops for us, it's also it's substantial. And for me, my experience of first time learning it through, and then learning from you what it's about, and then ourselves kind of giving it more time and more time, for me, what changed the most is the rest, like what it means throughout the whole piece. Like it has so much weight behind it, so it just, you know, it feels like the substance is so strong. So that was my experience.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Like to give you something to think about when you play. Yeah. So thank you very much for everything, and also for agreeing to do this documentation of the piece, which is very, very precious to me personally. I'm very grateful to all of you.
We're so honored to be part of
Yeah.
it.